After weeks of unforgettable performances, emotional stages, and record-breaking crowds overseas, BTS finally arrived back in South Korea today, May 30th, 2026. What began as a routine airport arrival quickly transformed into one of the most talked about BTS moments of the year. Thousands of ARMY around the world immediately flooded social media after videos surfaced showing the members returning home, looking both exhausted and deeply emotional after completing one of the most significant international schedules of their career. From the very first images released online, fans noticed something different. This wasn't just another arrival. There was a feeling in the air that something important was happening. As cameras captured the members making their way through the airport, every BTS member displayed a unique expression that seemed to tell its own story. RM walked calmly as always, maintaining his leader's composure while occasionally acknowledging fans and media. Yet many viewers pointed out that there was a visible sense of relief in his smile, as if he had just completed a chapter that required every ounce of leadership he possessed. Jin appeared cheerful but noticeably reflective. Known for bringing positivity wherever he goes, he greeted the cameras with his trademark warmth. However, fans quickly observed moments where he seemed lost in thought, creating endless speculation across online communities. SUGA maintained his usual reserved demeanor, but those familiar with his expressions noticed subtle signs of emotion. Throughout BTS's recent overseas activities, SUGA had repeatedly emphasized the importance of the group's bond and the gratitude he feels toward ARMY. Seeing him quietly return home only amplified the emotional atmosphere surrounding the arrival. J-Hope radiated energy despite what must have been overwhelming travel fatigue. His bright attitude instantly energized everyone around him. Many fans commented that even after countless performances, he still carried the same passion that made people fall in love with BTS years ago. Jimin's appearance became one of the biggest discussion topics online. His expression seemed particularly emotional, leading many fans to believe that the recent international schedule had affected him deeply. Every smile, every glance, and every gesture was analyzed by fans searching for clues about what might be happening behind the scenes. V arrived with his signature charisma, effortlessly capturing attention, yet there was also something unusually heartfelt about his presence. Fans noted that he spent several moments looking around carefully, almost as if he was taking in every second of being back home. Jungkook, often called the Golden Maknae, appeared both proud and grateful. His confidence was evident, but so was a sense of maturity that many fans felt had become even more noticeable during the latest chapter of BTS's journey. The arrival itself would have been enough to dominate headlines. But then something unexpected happened. Reports began circulating that Si Hyuk had personally prepared a special welcome for the members. At first, many people dismissed the rumors. After all, BTS has returned from countless international schedules before. Why would this arrival be different? But as additional information emerged, fans realized there might be much more to the story. Sources close to the situation suggested that Si Hyuk wanted to acknowledge not only the success of the group's recent activities, but also the extraordinary effort each member had invested throughout the demanding schedule. This was not simply about celebrating achievements. It was about recognizing a journey that had tested endurance, strengthened friendships, and created unforgettable memories for both BTS and ARMY. As discussions intensified online, hashtags related to BTS's return immediately began trending across multiple countries. Fans shared emotional messages describing how meaningful it felt to see all 7 members together again on Korean soil. For many ARMY, the image represented more than an airport arrival. It symbolized home. It symbolized resilience. It symbolized everything BTS has built over the years. What made the moment even more powerful was the timing. The group's recent activities had generated enormous attention worldwide. Every concert, every appearance, and every interaction had reminded people why BTS continues to hold a unique position in global entertainment. Now, seeing them return home created a feeling of completion. Yet at the same time, it felt like the beginning of something new. Observers quickly noticed that members appeared to be communicating constantly with one another throughout the arrival process. Small conversations, shared smiles, quiet laughter, moments that might seem insignificant to casual viewers. But for ARMY, these details mattered because BTS has always been defined by their kani. A connection built over years of challenges, triumphs, sacrifices, and growth. As more footage emerged, fans began analyzing every frame. One clip showed RM exchanging a brief glance with Jin. Another captured J-Hope laughing with Jungkook. Elsewhere, V and Jimin appeared to share a conversation while making their way through the airport. Individually, these moments seemed ordinary. Together, they painted a picture of a group that remains deeply connected despite the immense pressures of global fame. Then came the development that truly sent sent the internet into a frenzy. According to multiple reports, Si Hyuk's welcome included a private gathering prepared specifically for the members upon their return. While exact details remained undisclosed, the idea alone was enough to trigger an emotional reaction from fans worldwide. Many remembered the early days of BTS, the uncertainty, the struggles, the countless obstacles standing between the group and success. Back then, few people could have imagined the global phenomenon they would eventually become. Yet through every stage of their journey, Si Hyuk remained one of the key figures supporting their growth. That history made today's reports feel especially meaningful because this wasn't merely a business executive welcoming artists home. For many fans, it represented a reunion between people who had helped shape one of the most influential groups in music history. As evening approached in Korea, social media continued exploding with reactions. Fan edits appeared by the thousands, compilation videos spread rapidly, messages of gratitude poured in from every corner of the world. Some fans admitted they became emotional simply watching the members walk through the airport. Others said the images reminded them of how much BTS has accomplished together, and many pointed to one specific detail: the smiles. Not forced smiles, not promotional smiles, but genuine smiles that seemed to reflect pride, relief, and appreciation. Those smiles became the symbol of the entire day, because after years of breaking records and making history, BTS still looked like 7 people grateful to be sharing the journey together. Yet the story was far from over, because as more information about Si Hyuk's surprise began to emerge, fans started realizing that the biggest emotional moment of the day may not have happened at the airport at all. Instead, it may have been waiting behind closed doors. And when details finally began reaching the public, ARMY everywhere would discover why this homecoming was destined to become one of the most unforgettable BTS stories of 2026. The emotional chapter was only beginning. The emotional chapter was only beginning. As the hours passed following BTS's arrival in South Korea on May 30th, 2026, anticipation continued building across the global ARMY community. Fans had already celebrated seeing all 7 members safely return home, but reports surrounding Si Hyuk's unexpected welcome were growing stronger with every passing moment. What initially sounded like a simple rumor was now becoming the center of one of the most emotional BTS discussions of the year. The atmosphere surrounding the group felt different. There was no official announcement revealing a new album, no major press conference, no dramatic teaser campaign. And yet, millions of people were paying attention, because sometimes the most meaningful BTS stories are not about charts, awards, or records. Sometimes they are about people. The deeper fans looked into the situation, the more they began connecting today's events to BTS's incredible journey over the past decade. Every member standing together today carried a unique story. RM, the leader who spent years guiding the group through challenges that many artists could never imagine. Throughout BTS's rise, he became the voice that connected different cultures, different languages, and millions of people around the world. Jin, whose humor and warmth often brought comfort during difficult moments. Behind the jokes and playful personality was someone who consistently helped maintain the group's spirit through every stage of their career. SUGA, whose honesty about hardship and perseverance inspired countless listeners. His story represented determination, proving that difficult beginnings do not determine where a journey ends. J-Hope, whose positivity became one of BTS's defining strengths. Even during exhausting schedules, he continued encouraging both his fellow members and fans around the world. Jimin, whose emotional sincerity created some of the most memorable moments in BTS history. His ability to connect with audiences on a personal level helped build one of the strongest fan communities in music. V, whose creativity and individuality constantly pushed artistic boundaries. Whether through music, performance, or personal expression, he remained one of the group's most distinct.
According to accounts circulating among industry insiders and Korean media observers, Si Hyuk's welcome reportedly focused less on future plans and more on gratitude. Gratitude for the members. Gratitude for their sacrifices. Gratitude for their commitment. And gratitude for everything they had achieved together. While exact details remained private, the message itself resonated deeply. In an industry often obsessed with the next achievement, the next milestone, and the next headline, this moment appeared to be about reflection. A pause to recognize how far everyone had come. Fans quickly began sharing old BTS clips online, because the past several years have demanded extraordinary dedication from every member. The schedules, the travel, the performances, the responsibility of representing not only themselves, but also one of the largest fan communities in the world. Today's homecoming seemed to offer a rare opportunity to simply appreciate the journey. Industry observers also noted how significant this moment could be for BTS's future activities. Not because of any confirmed project, but because periods of reflection often become the foundation for new creative chapters. Throughout their career, BTS has repeatedly transformed personal experiences into meaningful art. Every major era has been shaped by growth. Every new chapter has emerged from reflection. That reality only increased excitement among fans. Because if today's emotional homecoming represented the end of one chapter, it could also represent the beginning of another. And then there was Si Hyuk. His role in today's story continued capturing attention. For newer fans, he is often viewed through the lens of the company's growth and success. For longtime ARMY, however, the connection runs much deeper. They remember the early years, the risks, the uncertainty, the belief that helped transform a dream into reality. That shared history gave additional weight to reports about today's welcome. It symbolized continuity, a reminder that even after reaching extraordinary heights, the relationships built during BTS's earliest days still matter. Perhaps that is why so many fans describe today's story as emotional rather than exciting. Of course there was excitement. There always is when BTS appears. But the dominant feeling seemed different. It felt personal. It felt reflective. It felt grateful. And as reactions continued pouring in from around the world, one theme appeared repeatedly. Pride in how far BTS has come. Pride in the way they continue supporting one another. Pride in the impact they have created across generations and cultures. For millions of people, today's images became more than photographs. They became reminders. Reminders of perseverance. Reminders of friendship. Reminders that extraordinary achievements are often built through years of consistency rather than a single moment. As the day finally came to a close, BTS's return to Korea remained one of the biggest entertainment stories anywhere in the world. Yet perhaps the most remarkable aspect of the story was its simplicity. 7 members returned home. A meaningful welcome awaited them. Fans celebrated from every corner of the globe. And through that simple sequence of events, an emotional connection was renewed once again. The records will continue. The performances will continue. The headlines will continue. But on May 30th, 2026, what captured ARMY's hearts was something much more human. A homecoming. A reunion. A moment of gratitude shared between BTS, Si Hyuk, and the millions of people who have supported this journey from the very beginning. And long after the airport videos stopped trending, many fans will remember one particular feeling from this day. The feeling that no matter how much BTS's story evolves, the heart of that story remains exactly the same. 7 members, 1 journey, and a bond strong enough to make the entire world emotional the moment they arrive home. The homecoming may be over, but the next chapter of BTS history is already waiting to begin. The next chapter of BTS history is already waiting to begin. And that realization may be exactly why May 30th, 2026 became such an unforgettable day for ARMY around the world. By late night in Korea, new reports and fan observations continued spreading across social media platforms at an incredible pace. Every image from the airport, every short video clip, and every interaction between the members became part of a much larger conversation. Fans weren't simply discussing what happened. They were discussing what it meant. For many ARMY, BTS's return felt symbolic. The group had just completed another major international chapter, standing in front of tens of thousands of fans and once again proving why their influence extends far beyond music. Yet the most powerful images from the entire day weren't taken on a concert stage. They were taken the moment they came home. That contrast struck a deep emotional chord, the memory of every step that brought them to this moment. Across social media, fans began creating timelines highlighting major milestones from the group's journey. Early performances, historic awards, international breakthroughs, stadium concerts, career-defining achievements. The timeline served as reminders that BTS's success did not happen overnight. It was built piece by piece. year by year, moment by moment. And today's homecoming felt like another important piece of that story. Perhaps the most touching reactions came from fans who have supported BTS for many years. Many described feeling as though they had grown alongside the members. They remembered being students when they first discovered BTS. Some remembered difficult periods in their lives when BTS's music provided comfort. Others recalled making lifelong friendships through the ARMY community. For those fans, seeing BTS return home safely carried emotional significance that extended far beyond entertainment. It represented shared history, a history connecting millions of people around the world. As midnight approached, one particular message began appearing repeatedly throughout fan communities. No matter how large BTS becomes, moments like this remind everyone why they fell in love with the group in the first place. Not because of statistics, not because of records, not because of headlines, but because of authenticity. The authenticity that allows people to feel connected even across enormous distances. The authenticity that transforms ordinary moments into unforgettable memories. The authenticity that has remained visible throughout BTS's entire journey. Industry experts also noted that emotional stories like today's often strengthen the relationship between artists and their audiences more effectively than major promotional campaigns. People remember genuine moments. People remember gratitude. People remember sincerity. And May 30th, 2026, seemed filled with all three. As the final hours of the day unfolded, ARMY continued sharing messages of support, appreciation, and excitement for whatever comes next. Many fans expressed hope that the members would finally have an opportunity to rest after their demanding schedules. Others looked forward to future projects and performances. But regardless of what the future holds, there was a widespread sense that this day deserved to be appreciated on its own. Not as a teaser, not as a preview, but as a meaningful chapter in BTS history. A chapter about coming home. A chapter about reflection. A chapter about recognizing how far a dream can travel when people refuse to give up on it. And perhaps that is the true reason today's story captured so much attention. Because beneath every headline and every viral video was a simple reminder. Success is important. Achievements are important. But relationships are what give those achievements meaning. The relationship between BTS and ARMY. The relationship between the members themselves. The relationship between the people who believed in the dream from the beginning and the reality that exists today. Those relationships were visible in every image from this homecoming. And they are likely the reason so many fans found themselves unexpectedly emotional. By the end of May 30th, 2026, one thing had become clear. BTS did not need a major announcement to dominate global conversation. They did not need a surprise release. They did not need a dramatic reveal. Simply arriving home together was enough. Because after everything they have accomplished, their greatest strength remains the same as it has always been. 7 individuals moving forward as one. 7 stories connected by a shared journey. 7 members whose bond continues inspiring millions around the world.